Hello there. Welcome back to our channel. Some people say there's no such thing as ghosts. Others say some of the most convincing evidence is that spirits do walk among us through electronic voice phenomena, recordings otherwise known as EVPs. If you've never heard a ghost communicate before, you're about to. Today, we're delving into the world of the supernatural, bringing you some spine-tingling content that's sure to send shivers down your spine. In this video, we'll be exploring real EVP recordings that have baffled and terrified investigators. Make sure to turn off the lights, grab a cozy blanket, and get ready to uncover the secrets of these ghostly whispers that will chill your bones. Before we dive into the recordings, let's quickly explain what EVP is. Electronic voice phenomena, or EVP, is the mysterious recording of voices from an unknown source. Where these voices come from, what theories include ghosts, other dimensions, and our subconscious, and how they are recorded on various devices is unknown. Our first recording is Hello Baby. In January of 2007, the Central New York Ghost Hunters, based in Syracuse, New York, was invited to investigate an old hotel in upstate New York. Central New York Ghost Hunters are one of the oldest paranormal investigation groups in the state. The investigation proved to be one of the most intensely active the group has ever encountered and produced an EVP recording that is remarkable not only for its length, but also for its terrifying content. It may well be the most intense and frightening EVP ever recorded. The hotel, originally built in the late 1800s, was the site of some nefarious activity, which might be key to what is heard in the EVP. The night was filled with paranormal activity, including muffled voices and footsteps from unseen bodies. The next day, two female CNYGH investigators and a member of the owner's family sat on the staircase with a digital voice recorder to capture some EVP. However, when they played the recording back, they heard something completely unexpected and terrifying. In the recording, you can hear three females talking. You can hear one person say, "Hello, baby," and then the conversation continues. But you can also hear what sounds like a struggle or attack. But then you hear a distinctly male voice, the sounds of a cuckoo clock, and the ticking of an old-fashioned clock. At one point, it sounds like the microphone is moved, and then the sound is clearer. Everyone from Ghost Hunters and the hotel staff was female on the night of the recording. And it's important to note that there was no clock in the hotel. Moving on to the next, we're not dead. In January 2010, American Paranormal Research Association was conducting a paranormal investigation inside the Linda Vista Community Hospital in Los Angeles, California. The hospital originally opened in 1904 and was prosperous compared to other hospitals at that time. In 1924, a fire burned it down, but it was rebuilt and functioned well for decades. But by the 70s, this place began its decline, and soon the neighborhood around it also became less affluent, which affected its funding. This directory led to a decline in the quality of care workers there as well as doctors. It was officially closed in 1991, and stories about the mistreatment and abuse of patients became rampant. After it was closed, the hospital became a center of paranormal investigations and was also used in various Hollywood films. Guards there reported seeing shadows and hearing weird humming sounds and even cries at night. Those who visit have also said they've been pushed and touched by unseen hands. In particular, 3 reported spirits haunt the hospital. This includes an orderly making the rounds, a little girl seen crying, and a young woman pacing the hallways. When the paranormal researchers conducted their investigations, they were exploring the basement area when they recorded an unusual EVP. They inquired how the spirits were actually connected with the hospital, and surprisingly, they got a response. In the audio in which you can hear the voice say, "We're dead." Our next mysterious EVP recording is I'm Not Crazy. The village salon is part of a set of historic buildings that stand in the heart of Grand Cane, Louisiana. Back in the 1800s, the set of buildings once served as a barbershop and even functioned as a courthouse that managed small fines. Employees of the salon have reported several instances where they've witnessed poltergeist activity on the premises. They would constantly see moving items, electronic devices turning on and off, clothes hampers being flipped, and more. Amy, who is the owner of the salon, says she doesn't feel threatened by the spirits or haunting, and even nicknamed the presence, calling her Brenda. A set of paranormal investigators conducted research there and said they did feel as if they were not alone. For the first few minutes after starting, they audibly heard the sound of what seemed to be a marble falling and rolling on the floor. When they looked, they couldn't find anything or see any object. Moreover, they captured what seemed to be a very clear EVP of a female saying, "I'm not crazy." Moving on to the next terrifying EVP recording is, "Would you help us?" Sitting on more than 1,000 acres of farmland, the Athens Lunatic Asylum, otherwise dubbed the Ridges, has always been considered controversial and haunted. In Ohio on January 9, 1874, the asylum first opened its doors, and throughout the years has welcomed thousands of patients. The building was designed so that the less severe patients were placed near the central area, where they could receive interaction and socialize. Meanwhile, those who were more severe were relegated to the outer fringes of the building, far away from the exits and entrances. However, as more people started coming in, family members were dropping off, not only relatives with illnesses but also their elderly. As overcrowding became an issue, so did the quality control and care soon declined. Doctors and caregivers began to resort to primitive techniques, including shock therapies, water therapies, and transorbital lobotomies. These are some of the most dangerous treatments conducted, and they resulted in many deaths. Moreover, the living conditions were also horrifying, with some left restrained for months or even years at a time. With such a long and troubled history, it's no surprise that it is dubbed one of the most haunted places in the United States. Those who have explored the area report seeing a ghost dubbed as Mary walking the halls late at night. Reports also come in of people standing behind them when they're looking in a mirror. The most famous story, however, is that of a female patient named Margaret, who went missing and was later found dead in an abandoned ward. She was found in the nude and determined to have died of heart failure. However, it took nearly months before her body was ever even found. It was badly decomposed at that point, and it had melted into the floor, leaving a stain that some say is still present today. More than just a paranormal experience, investigators also managed to capture several EVPs, and the first one, you can hear a man scream.
Yeah, some of it. They used to have pads.
And this was recorded in a former padded room in the asylum. The next one is a woman saying, "Will you help us?" You can clearly hear it. The next mysterious recording is, "I'm not done here." In 2011, paranormal investigators explored the Cafe Sports House in the Great Manchester area. It wasn't always a pub, but was first opened as the Roxy Cinema in July of 1929. The Roxy closed down in 1965 and was boarded up for several years before skateboarding became popular, and it was transformed into a skate park. Eventually, it was changed into a squash club and then into the Cafe Sports pub that it is today. For a long time, those who have explored and occupied the place have reported hearing noises coming up from inside the cellar. Shadows have also been seen in another hotspot around the corridors near the bathrooms, and a mysterious man has been spotted close to the end area of the bar. Investigators have reported unusual phenomena while inside, including seeing moving objects like punching bags swinging on their own, and even tables levitating into the air. Perhaps the most controversial and terrifying experience was when investigators captured an EVP in 2011. It was recorded while investigators explored the pub, and in it, you can hear a whispering voice telling the researchers that they are still, in fact, a presence in the establishment. The people standing next to the recorder at the time did not hear anything at all, and it wasn't until it was examined that the whisper was finally heard. So, there you have it, some real, terrifying EVP recordings. Hauntings and apparitions are often personal experiences. As we conclude our journey through these ghostly whispers, one thing is certain: the realm of the unknown is vast and mysterious. EVP recordings continue to puzzle, terrify, and captivate those who seek to unravel their secrets. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep an ear out for the unknown.